Jim Chalmers, I want to start with you here. This debate is just hours after Donald Trump's tariffs have hit the world, right? Now, just to show you that these tariffs, even on Australia, are being taken seriously in Washington right now, I want you to listen to this heated debate in the US Senate today between the Democrat Mark Warner and the US Trade Rep Jamison Greer talking about Australia. Have a listen.
Australia got hit with a 10% tariff as well.
Senator, Australia has the lowest rate available under the new program. They ban imports of American beef.
Ambassador, excuse me. We already have a free trade agreement. We have a trade surplus. So getting the least bad, why did they get whacked in the first place?
They ban our beef. They ban our pork. They're getting ready to impose measures on our digital companies. It's incredible.
Australia basically denies access to its huge market, but not as a result of tariffs so much as non-tariff barriers to trade.
Australia also blocks on specious, fake science grounds, the export of fresh and frozen U.S. pork.
So, Jim, to you, the Prime Minister can't even get a call at the moment with the President of the United States about this. The fact of the matter is Australia, like the rest of the world, has been whacked. And as you were hearing there, even senators in the US are saying, why Australia?
I've met Senator Mark Warner. He's a good person and he's a good friend of Australia, and we appreciate his support. And a lot of the sentiments that he expressed in that clip points that the Prime Minister has made himself when the Prime Minister responded to these needless and self-defeating tariffs.
But they're only 10% for Australia. The rest of the world got much more in many cases. Didn't we escape lightly? Don't we just keep quiet and say not too much about this, get on, because the US is still going to take our beef?
We have a Prime Minister who is speaking up for Australians and standing up for Australia and for our national economic interest. And that's what the Prime Minister has been doing. And our response is all about making our economy more resilient, our markets more diverse, and engaging with the world, including engaging with the Americans. And here I think we've got the first contrast of the debate tonight, the first choice, because we've got a Prime Minister standing up for and speaking up for Australia, and we've got an opposition leader and an opposition, which is absolutely full of these kind of doji sycophants who have hitched their wagon to American-style slogans and policies, and especially cuts, which would make Australians worse off. And now they wonder why nobody believes them when they desperately try to pretend to unhitch their wagon from some of the policies and cuts that we've seen in the US. And so this is a pretty important choice, a Prime Minister speaking up for Australia and standing up for Australians, or an opposition leader and an opposition who have made it clear for some time that they take their cues and their instructions and their policies directly from the US.
Doji sycophants, you've just heard really the big challenge to the opposition here, Angus. I mean, my question to you is, can you get the phone call to Donald Trump? Can you lift these tariffs if you're in government?
Well, we did last time when we were in government, and we've heard the first piece of nonsense from Jim tonight, which is that we're not prepared to take on an American administration. We did when we were last in government, and we will again. But Jim and the government are trying to pretend that they've always been advocates for free markets. This is the government that has shut down the sheep trade in Western Australia. I mean, they're not advocates for getting access to markets. They've done the exact opposite. The last Labor government shut down the cattle trade into Indonesia. We have always been the ones fighting for open markets for our farmers, for our exporters, for our miners, for our manufacturers, and we will always be the ones who stand up for them. When we were last in government, of course, we did take on the Trump administration and we avoided tariffs as a result. Jim went over to the US not long ago, got the photo opportunity, but he didn't come back here with what we needed, which is free access to the US market.